Hi everybody! I just first wanted to say welcome to my new subscribers, and I was wondering why you subscribe to my channel. Is it because you like the land videos, or prepping content, or my old videos, or my odd sense of humor, or I don't know. Why did you subscribe, and where did you find me? Because I had one time someone shared my video like on Reddit, and it ended up getting like 200 views because it was shared on Reddit. So like, where did you find me? Sometimes weird stuff happens outside of YouTube land. So I'm curious. If you could comment down below, that would be like really cool to know. But the content of today's video is a conversation I had with my dad. So I was driving around with him, bringing him back home, and he gave me a new perspective on my relationship with my husband, which I thought was so interesting and informative and great to have a different perspective and understanding from a different view. So my dad was basically saying, so you guys, me and my husband, you're basically just friends who are completely like still independent in your own stuff, because Mike is gonna buy a house and my name is not going on the house, and I don't want my name to go on a house. I don't want my name on your house or his house or my mom's house or really anybody's house. And we are not, even though we're married, that's under Hebrew law. We're not legally married. He's actually legally married to his soon-to-be ex-wife. They're waiting for their divorce to get finalized. If he were to propose to me and say, hey, do you want to get legally married? I would say, no, you are out of your mind. I have $50,000 of student loan debt. Why would I love you and yet want to drag you into that situation? I don't. So I don't want his name on any of my stuff, and I don't want my name on any of his stuff. I want it to all be separate because I think that's better. And my dad said, like, my grandfather and my father, my dad, both have the same perspective about legal marriage. Like, you don't need to involve the state in anything that you're doing at all. And my grandfather actually had my aunt, and she did not have a social security card or birth certificate given to her, and so she, as an adult, had a really hard, difficult time getting those documents together. I think she was born in a donut shop. That could have been my mom, but after the first baby was born in a hospital, there was a situation, and they were like, okay, we're not doing that again. But my dad was like, well, why isn't your name, basically he wanted to know, why is my name going to be on the house? And I was like, well, I don't want my name on anything, not just to do with Mike, but anything to do with anyone. My name's not on the land that I live on. The land I live on is in Robin's name, and the other lot is in Shelly's name. The only stuff that has my name on it is all of my debts, which is mostly student debt. I have a little credit card debt, and then I have this weird 2 o'clock in the morning New York toll booth situation from a car that wasn't mine, and that's a debt that I have to pay off. But I don't want to drag anyone into my stuff. And I have a camper paid in cash with the title and the bill of sale. I have a motorhome, same thing, paid in cash, title and bill of sale. And I have my car, same thing, paid in cash. I have the title and the bill of sale. And that's enough for me. That's like 3 homes. If you don't count the car, it's just 2. And they both need some work. But that's enough for me. And so in any situation, if I had to, I would be able to up and leave and still have like a house. So that's really important to me. And kind of lost my train of thought. So my dad just was like saying, so basically you and Mike are like just friends who like hang out and do stuff together, and everything else is completely separate. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously he's my friend, otherwise I wouldn't hang out with him because I don't generally hang out with anyone who I don't like. So yeah, he is my friend. But my dad is like not. He's just calling Mike my friend, which is weird because he's my husband. But I understand it because he's not legally my husband and he's not ever going to be. So that was just interesting for my dad to be like, okay, so he's your friend and you guys are hanging out and I agree with your perspective on marriage and I'm glad you're not dragging the state into your business. That's a great idea. He's in complete agreement with that because he's been through it. So, yeah, and I don't know. I think he was just kind of, like I said, wondering why my name wasn't going to be on the house. I don't want it on a house. The house we're going to look at tomorrow is $110,000. I am not trying to be signed up for that huge amount of debt. And even if we get it together, which is if we got it, that's what we would do. Obviously, I would help him because he's my husband. I don't need my name on it. Like I said, I already have a camper and a motorhome and a car. That is enough for me to handle and just have on my own. If anything were to happen, it's easier for me not to have my name on anything except for those 3 things. And if I had to up and leave, I could just do that. If I was displaced, I'd be able to figure something out real quick because I have those 3 things. And it's easier for Mike because after his divorce is finalized, my dad said, this is my dad's word, he was like, yeah, Mike, going through his divorce, like, he's young and he already just got completely burned. Why would you want to be legally married and have someone be able to, like, if you got married, if you get divorced, you'd be able to take half of his stuff. That's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't want that. So it was just interesting, you never have someone really come along and be like, so you and your husband, like, you're friends, you're just hanging out and living life together, but everything's still completely independent. I was like, well, yeah, it's important for both of us to be independent, that way, like, I have my own space and he has his own space, and if we were to separate, we would be set. There would be no legal matters tying us together. It's great. I love that. I think that's really, really a nice, great, wonderful thing. And the state's not involved, which is awesome. I love that. It's so peaceful. And then I said, if we were to be legally tied in any manner, it would be if we had a child. Because I told Mike already that if we had a child, yes, they can have a social security card. Yes, they can have a birth certificate. And we discussed that I would be getting child support. And in order to get child support, I'd have to drag the state into it, which I don't want to do. But we already discussed it. And I told him I would do that. If it happened and I had to do it, I will do that. So, but that's really not a bad situation if it were to come down to that, and Mike might change his mind. But since he already pays child support, I don't think he would change his mind because that would put more money into the other child, which is kind of important. But still, it's like dragging the state into it. But once you get a birth certificate and a social security card, you're already dragged into it anyway. But yeah, I wanted to touch on the independent part because I know a lot of people who watch my channel are married, and I feel like it's something that you should think about. Like, not to say, like, what are you gonna do if you and your husband split, but, like, just in general, you want to be prepared. And it's interesting that it's coming at this time because on last week's conference call, which if you join our group me, you would be able to listen to it. Because I don't think they're posted on the channel anymore. But last week, Dan told Robbie, he was like kind of yelling, he was like, your husband is your God. And I was thinking about that, like, do I have any other God besides the Most High God? The true God, the one who talks to me, who I hear his voice in my head, because I hear voices in my head. It's the Most High. Sometimes it's other ones, but the Most High tells me if it's a different one. And I know it by the fruit and what it's saying in my head. Wow, I sound like a crazy person. So, yeah, I just thought it was really interesting, the concept of being married and being with someone and having them as your partner in this life and having kids together and building everything up together. And then this other part of it of still being independent, because it's something to think about and really consider. And there was one point in a long time ago, not that long ago, I don't know when it was because I'm not good with time frames, but there was one time where I said something, it was something scriptural. It was like, guard your heart. That's what the scripture says. And whether you're married or not, you're still commanded to guard your heart. And sometimes you might have to guard your heart from your family, as it is written. I'm pretty sure, mothers will turn against daughters, daughters will turn against mothers, father and sons. They all turn against each other. The people who sit at your table, it's the people who will turn against you. Stuff like that. You could look it up for yourself, and then you'll know exactly what it says, which would be the best thing to do, because I don't know anything. But, yeah, it's a very interesting concept of being independent and being prepared. Being prepared. You want to be prepared for whatever happens, because it's coming down to it, and we're in the end. Google the Euphrates River. It's dry. What does the scripture say about that? Google Damascus being desolate. It's desolate. What's the Bible say about that? We're in the end times. So, yeah, that's all. Get prepared. Think about these things. Ask the Most High. Read the Bible. I don't know. He'll give you whatever it is that you need in your time of need, because he's a good, good God and a good, good Father. That's a Chris Tomlin song, by the way. Highly recommend listening to it. I think that's it. And new subscribers, welcome to my channel. And old subscribers, thank you very much for sticking around if you're still here. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. Shalom. Bye.